manufacturing and exports. The global leadership of EFTA countries in innovation and research and development across diverse spheres such as digital trade, banking and financial services, transport and logistics, industrial machinery, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, food processing, and clean energy will open up new doors of collaboration. India will extend all possible support to EFTA countries and facilitate industry and businesses not only to achieve the committed targets but also go beyond them. May this agreement mark the beginning of a new chapter in the journey of our nations towards a more prosperous future for us all. Narendra Modi, New Delhi, 9th of March 2024.
Thank you, sir, for reading out the message. Good morning and a very warm welcome once again. Now we have the pre-recorded messages.
The transformational work that is going on as this country embraces the future with self-confidence, spirit of positivity, and the can-do spirit that Prime Minister Modi has brought to the nation. It is only 2 days back that Moody's has upped our current year GDP growth from 6.6% to 8% real GDP growth. On a nominal US dollar GDP basis, this would probably translate to about 11 or 11.5% nominal GDP growth in US dollar terms. Friends, we are not only the world's fastest growing economy, but investors' confidence is at an all-time high. There is strong domestic demand with 1.4 billion aspirational young India looking for a better quality of life, a better future for their children. And I have no doubt that as this economy moves from a $3.5 trillion economy to a $30+ trillion economy by 2047, as we not only add economic activity, but as we take a better future to the last man at the bottom of the pyramid, as we work collectively with our friends for greater and better goods and services, both for your people and for the people of India, as India becomes the third largest global economy in Prime Minister Modi's third term, which will start 3 months from now, where we'll become the third largest economy. I assure my friends from all our member states of the EFTA, we will look upon a very sustaining, a very strong partnership between you, your businesses, and your people, and the people of India. The TIPA, friends, is centered around sustainable development, inclusive growth, and environmental protection. It's for the first time in the history of the world that we are inking an free trade agreement with the binding commitment to invest $100 billion in India from the EFTA countries on the back of the solid foundation that has been laid in India with strong macroeconomic fundamentals, a big opportunities for businesses from the pharma sector, from medical devices, food, R&D, so many sectors which can offer tremendous opportunity for our partners in this TIPA to not only enjoy the fruits of the Indian large demand, our demographic dividend, the fact that we are a rules-based country, the world's oldest and largest democracy, but also a country with huge diversity. The three Ds of demand, democracy, and diversity will reflect the potential in India. And this partnership is expected to create 1 million jobs, 10 lakh jobs in the next 15 years as we work with the strong support of our young, talented, and skilled workforce, working to make your innovations, your technologies more affordable, production at scale to help you reach the world markets and help our partner countries and India enjoy the balanced benefits of this wonderful agreement. We have ensured that it has robust and mature intellectual property rights woven into the agreement. We have ensured that we respect the sensitivity of sectors in all 5 countries, and respective sensitivities in all 5 countries have been respected and taken care of while crafting this TIPA. And I must compliment Guy's leadership, Jan's leadership, the leadership of my colleague ministers, Mr. Yani and Dominic, and also the leadership that Marcus, Satya, and Helene gave to this partnership. Mr. Barthwal's strong oversight on the work that's happening. And I must, before I conclude, also mention that our ambassadors of all the countries, Nick, who has been one of the backbones of pushing for speed ever since we restarted negotiations in July last year, and all the other colleagues in this room, my own teams, the negotiating teams from the EFTA countries have done a fabulous job, working day and night, burning the midnight oil, and presenting to all of us a TIPA, a catalyst for prosperity and growth, scripting a new chapter for a shared, better future for the people of our countries. Congratulations, dear colleague ministers. Congratulations, friends.
Thank you, sir, for setting the tone of the signing ceremony with your encouraging words. Now I would request Honorable Federal Councillor Guy Pamula, member of Swiss Federal Council, to share with us his views on this momentous occasion.
Honorable Minister Goyal, dear ministers, state secretaries, ambassadors, the EFTA colleagues, dear friends from India, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, allow me to express my gratitude for the warm welcome and the generous hospitality extended to us here in Delhi. It is indeed a privilege to stand before you today alongside Mr. Goyal as we mark a historic moment, not just in our calendars, but in the annals of our collective economic journey. Today is a special day for EFTA, and it is a very special moment for me. I've been fortunate to visit India multiple times, both for professional purpose and personal travel, and I'm always impressed by this beautiful, dynamic, and multicultural country. It is not just me who shares a close connection with India. The entire nation of Switzerland does too. 75 years ago, Switzerland and India signed a treaty of friendship here in New Delhi. It was the first of its kind concluded by the newly independent India. The treaty postulated that there should be peace and friendship between our countries. Today, Switzerland, together with the other EFTA states and India, signs a trade and economic partnership agreement, GPA. Again, the first of its kind concluded by India and a European partner. It fills me with great pride that we have come so far together. This step proves that we have taken our ambition and commitment to conclude a treaty seriously, and that we have constantly expanded and deepened our friendship. We all know fostering and maintaining good friendship requires some effort. The EFTA states and India have made relentless efforts to bring us to this moment today. We have been negotiating a trade agreement for over 16 years. We had 21 rounds of negotiations, as well as numerous meetings with heads of delegation and experts in Geneva, India, London, and other places. Perhaps we even set a new joint record for diplomatic contacts and meetings. It is essential to acknowledge the commitment and dedication of all parties who have been negotiating tirelessly and who drafted this agreement. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those involved who have contributed to this agreement being signed today. Be it as a high-level representative of India or EFTA, as spokesperson, as expert, advisor, or hardworking behind the scenes for the EFTA Secretariat, supporting us as a representative of our embassies here in Delhi, or by opening doors through valuable contacts. Actually, they would all deserve to be named at this occasion. However, then my statement might not last 16 years, but still at least 16 minutes. That's why I have to be brief. However, this should in no way diminish my gratitude. Let's give them a big round of applause. And a special thank goes, of course, to you, Mr. Goyal, for your personal involvement and engagement in this process. You are a hard-working politician. I have found memories of my first business and science mission to India in October 2022. It was during this time that we decided to join forces and work with even greater determination to finalize the TPA. I appreciated our continuous dialogue since then, as well as our dedication to identifying common interests and possible areas for cooperation. In addition to the efforts I just mentioned, fostering and maintaining good friendships also require mutual respect and trust. Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Switzerland, and India are all different countries with their very own economies. It is essential that we recognize and respect these differences. Our diversity is our greatest strength. Even so, the EFTA states and India have distinct markets. Our economies and economic goals complement each other perfectly. India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Its market offers immense opportunities for trade and investment. The EFTA states, on the other hand, are important direct investors and stand out as top innovators. I'm happy to say that we were able to take these differences into account in the TPA and achieve an equitable, balanced, and mutually beneficial result. EFTA countries gain market access to a major growth market. Our companies strive to diversify their supply chains while rendering them more resilient. India, in return, will attract more foreign investment from EFTA, which will ultimately translate into an increase in good jobs. India will further gain access to world-leading innovative technologies, supporting its manufacturing potential and thus contributing to the initiative Make in India. All in all, the TPA will allow us to make better use of our economic potential and create additional opportunities for both India and the EFTA states. This is truly a reason to celebrate, because as we all know, shared successes need to be celebrated properly in order to cultivate and maintain good friendships. It is with great pleasure and honor to stand before you here in New Delhi, together with my colleagues from Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway, to celebrate this significant milestone in our relations. The GPA is not something our 5 governments have built for ourselves. The GPA is meant to be used by private businesses. It is a framework to enhance trade and investment and to bring our countries close together. As a next step, I therefore propose that we join all our efforts to promote the agreement in our business communities and to inform the public about the benefits it will bring to all parties. I would now like to give the floor to my EFTA colleagues, starting with Mr. Bjarni Benediktsson, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iceland.
Thank you, Minister Parmelin, for giving me the floor. And thank you, Minister Goyal, for your warm welcome and generous hospitality. As my colleagues have already mentioned, I am honored to be here today to sign what I believe is truly a historic free trade agreement between the EFTA states and India. And very shortly, on a personal note, I was here in April 2008 with the EFTA Parliamentary Committee to promote interest for doing this agreement. And I must say, I did leave in April 2008 hopeful, but on the other hand, feeling that this was everything but self-evident. So personally, a very pleasurable moment for me to come back to kind of close the circle. For Iceland, this agreement will serve as an anchor for strengthening our trade, economic, and political ties with India well into the future. And I believe we all know this journey has not been easy. It's not been easy to get here. The Indian negotiators are as tough and skilled as they come. But our negotiating courtship has given us the chance to really understand each other, our interests, our sensitivities, our ambitions as well, and to forge bonds that will serve us well as we enter the next chapter of our growing partnership. Today, the long courtship is finally over, and now it's time to tie the knot. So today we can celebrate. And just before passing the floor to my colleague from Liechtenstein, I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to all those dedicated colleagues and negotiators who made this moment possible. The long days and nights, weekends, all the trips, all those meetings have paid off. Thank you.
Dear Minister Goyal, dear colleagues, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to join my EFTA colleagues in expressing my gratitude for the warm welcome extended us here in New Delhi for such an historical moment. Let me also take a personal look back. Last June, I had the honor to welcome you, Minister Goyal, to a virtual encounter at the EFTA ministerial meeting in Liechtenstein. It was a frank exchange between you and my EFTA colleagues about our respective expectations. for the relaunch of our negotiations on the TEPA. And now, some 8 months later, we are gathered again, this time in person, and we can be very proud of the results achieved. I think we can say that it is true that the negotiations for the TEPA sometimes felt like a roller coaster ride, with breathtaking loops and unexpected bends and turns. But now we have crossed the finishing line and we can look back many, many years of intense exchange that brought us closer and makes us even stronger. The process never derailed thanks to the strong belief on all sides that there is a lot of potential in this TEPA. And also, I want to thank personally all negotiators for their impressive engagement. As our Prime Minister has said in his message, and as my colleague Federal Councillor Parmela has also mentioned, the EFTA states have highly innovative companies. In fact, 3 also of our biggest companies are present in India. Their success is based on a portfolio of specialized products and systems, strong research and development capabilities, and a clear commitment to a training and further education system. I am convinced that the TEPA will enhance the competitiveness of our economies in the global markets and create right conditions to encourage trade and investment relations among our countries. At the same time, the TEPA also calls on us to implement the agreement in a manner that is mindful of the preservation of the environment and the promotion of sustainable development. The TEPA offers us a lot of opportunities, we heard them before. And now, let's seize them. Together, as our Honorable Minister Goyal said, together as a family, together for our common future.
Minister Goyal, ministers, ambassadors, experts, colleagues, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Aj Kadin Etihasik He. This is truly a day for the history books. Thanks to our combined efforts, intensified over the last years, and I would like to say, including a lot of creativity as well, we have an historic trade agreement in our hands today. This agreement brings the EFTA countries closer to our close friend, India, as a trusted trading partner, and as a friend that shares the same ambitions for a sustainable and fair future with shared prosperity. For Norway, our bilateral relations with India are perhaps stronger than ever before. The growing ties between Indian and Norwegian businesses are living proof of this relationship. I'm happy to see many Norwegian companies here today. With the new India-EFTA trade agreement, which I have to say is truly a new and innovative way of doing sustainable and fair business, we have added a further boost to our ties. And for Norway, this is not just any trade agreement. For us, this is a really important agreement, also containing important commitments regarding sustainability, equality, and labor rights. It is also an agreement with the world's most populous country, the biggest democracy on the planet, with remarkable growth and high targets for the speed and the scope of the green and digital transition. Friends, India is by far the powerhouse among the world's largest economies, and I'm happy that we will partake in this journey. However, friends, this agreement is not only about numbers. It's also about matchmaking and friendship. Norway is a world leader in many of the areas that India and Prime Minister Modi has stated as important. Green solutions for the future, renewable energy, shipping, industry, infrastructure, construction. 130 Norwegian companies are currently present in India. However, many more Norwegian businesses and investors have long been keen to have the doors fully opened to this amazing country. This agreement, friends, ensures open doors, with custom rates decreasing to zero of a number of key products and predictability for investments and services. Norwegian capital will find its way to India thanks to investments being part of this agreement. The Norwegian Sovereignty Fund, our climate fund, and our companies have already invested $25 billion in India. And friends, this is just the beginning. We will open an EFTA office in India to assist our companies wanting to invest here. Minister Goyal, dear friends, together, I believe that we can set an example for the rest of the world what we can do when we make sure that profitability and sustainability goes hand in hand. Since trade drives growth, efficiency, and innovation, we move closer together and we tap into each other's strength and possibilities. Norway is an outward-looking nation with an open and friendly economy. We do believe in trade, and we have benefited from it. The countries and the regions in the world complement each other. Sustainable growth is only possible when you look, think, and work beyond your own country and your own region. So friends, thank you all. To the EFTA team, the Indian team, my Norwegian team, dear EFTA colleagues, and Piyush. Thank you, my friend, for your extremely hard work, your inspiring and bold leadership, your commitment, your creativity, I would say your happy mood, your diligence, your inspiration. This agreement could never have happened without you. Tusen takk. Dhanyavad. Namaste.
You have heard it 4 times now. We EFTA countries stand united behind this agreement and remain dedicated to its implementation in order to make it a success. Ahead of us are the internal ratification procedures. Let's continue to work closely together, regardless of whether you are from government, from parliament, or from the private sector. I assure you that we will continue to give the TEPA my wholehearted support. Let our friendship, commitment, and dedication guide us in the coming years. May I now give you back the floor, Minister Goyal, dear friends, for the signing formalities, and thank you of all the people who are present here.
Thank you very much, my dear brother Guy, all my colleague ministers, Minister Yan, Minister Dominique, Minister Yarni, and all the friends across the room for your great contribution and leadership to make this truly happen at a good time. And my Prime Minister often says, I'll say it in Hindi but translate for you, yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai. This is the time, this is the right time. And I think no better time than this to start the signing ceremony. Thank you. collaboration. India will extend all possible support to EFTA countries and facilitate industry and businesses not only to achieve the committed targets, but also go beyond them. May this agreement mark the beginning of a new chapter in the journey of our nations towards a more prosperous future for us all. Narendra Modi, New Delhi, 9th of March 2024.
Thank you, sir, for reading out the message. Good morning and a very warm welcome once again. Now we have the pre-recorded messages from head of states of EFTA countries. Despite being unable to join us in person, head of EFTA member states have graciously recorded a message to share their insights and thoughts on this momentous occasion. I would request esteemed participants of today's signing ceremony to please direct your attention to the screen as we hear first Voila M. Heard, His Excellency, the President of Switzerland. Thank you.
Honorable Minister Goyal, dear ministers, state secretaries, ambassadors, dear EFTA colleagues, dear friends from India, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to speak to you from Switzerland on this momentous day. I'm very pleased to personally congratulate all those who contributed to the realization of the Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement between EFTA and India. When I think about the long and intense negotiations, the following comes to mind. Good things take time. Better things take a little longer. In the many years we have been negotiating together, we have been able to build strong bond between our countries. Through numerous discussions, we have built up mutual trust based on shared values. As a result, we have found an agreement that promotes the well-being and prosperity within all our countries. This agreement will offer our companies greater opportunities for collaboration. It will stimulate new investments and promote the creation of high-quality jobs. At the same time, this new agreement reflects our shared democratic values and recognizes our economic and cultural diversity. We have embedded key values such as equality, transparency, and non-discrimination in the agreement. The same goes for other common goals, such as sustainable development. In short, there is an immense potential to build upon. I wish all a wonderful signing ceremony and an excellent start to a new era in our relationship.
Now we have the message from Catherine Jokov-Soter, Honorable Prime Minister of Iceland.
Dear Prime Minister Modi, dear colleagues and friends, congratulations on the signing of this milestone free trade agreement. The good things in life take time, and after 16 years of negotiations, we can be proud of this achievement. For Iceland, this agreement reinforces our interest in strengthening trade and economic ties with India, the most populous and largest democracy in the world. It will anchor that relationship for years to come. Today, we are creating conditions for Icelandic exporters to showcase a broader range of products and services to this dynamic market, from seafood, lamb, and aluminum to high-tech machinery and technology know-how. We are also facilitating a framework to help our investors engage with the Indian market and support its ambitious economic development program. I also believe that this agreement will promote projects to develop renewable geothermal energy and CO2 carbon capture, and support our common vision to reach carbon neutrality in the future. Dear friends, this is one step in a much longer journey towards bringing our people and businesses closer together. Thank you.
Now we have the message from Daniel Wish, Honorable Prime Minister of Liechtenstein.
Excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Liechtenstein might be small in size, but quite strong in opportunities for the partnership we are about to seal. Our economy is broadly diversified by sectors, businesses, and products. We also belong to the leading countries in the world when it comes to investments in research and development. About 6% of the gross domestic product in Liechtenstein is used for R&D, compared to an OECD average of only 2.7%. In short, our businesses can play an important role in facilitating technology collaboration with other economies. What is more, Liechtenstein is also an active player in direct foreign investment. Just this January, our largest company opened a new production plant in Vadodara, Gujarat province. Our companies have been creating jobs in significant numbers abroad. Up to 60,000 people work globally for companies based in Liechtenstein, which has a population of only 40,000. When it comes to financial services, Liechtenstein has a vital interest in the worldwide enforcement of internationally recognized standards to prevent abuse of the financial markets.
New heights in business, manufacturing, and exports. The global leadership of EFTA countries in innovation and research and development across diverse spheres such as digital trade, banking and financial services, transport and logistics, industrial machinery, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, food processing, and clean energy will open up new doors of collaboration. India will extend all possible support to EFTA countries and facilitate